We start with biology. Biology is the study of life forms and living processes. Or biology is the science of life forms and living processes. Life forms are living organisms. Life forms means living organisms. There are three main types: plants, animals, and microbes or microorganisms. So biology is the science of life forms and life processes or living processes. Life forms are plants, animals, and microbes. Plants are autotrophic, they are photosynthetic. Animals are heterotrophic, and microbes are microscopic organisms or microorganisms. The biology is concerned with the study of all these life forms. There are three main categories: plants, animals, and microorganisms. Plants, animals, and microorganisms. And if you take the life processes, they are the living processes, the processes shown by living things, living beings. It may be cellular organization, it may be response to stimulus, it may be growth, it may be reproduction, respiration, etc. All these are the life processes or the processes exhibited only by living beings or living organisms. ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜೈವಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಡೆಸುವ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವೇ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಅಥವಾ ಜೀವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಇನ್ನು ವರ್ಡ್ ಟೂ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಎರಡು ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಬಯೋಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಫ್, ಲೋಗಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೋಜಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾಟಿನ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಬಯೋಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೋಗಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್. The one who studies biology is the biologist. ಯಾರು ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಬಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅರಿಸ್ಟಾಟಲ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅರಿಸ್ಟಾಟಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಾದರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ. ಇವರು ಫಾದರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಯನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಮತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್. ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್, ಗ್ರೋತ್, ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲಸ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಹಂಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಹಂಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Biodiversity is the variety of life forms on Earth. Biodiversity is the variety of living organisms on Earth. So that is again plants, animals, and microbes in the entire world, in the entire Earth. That is also called biosphere. Biosphere is the region of Earth inhabited by living organisms, life forms. It begins from the floor of the ocean and it extends up to the mountain tops, polar regions. So almost every part of the earth having life, that is the biosphere. And the study of biosphere also can be taken as, or biodiversity can be also taken as study of biology. And the living organisms are mainly of two types. Living organisms or life forms are mainly of two types: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Living organisms are mainly of two types: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. I hope you are clear till now. Biology is the study of life forms and living processes, and life forms are plants, animals, and microbes. Life processes are growth, reproduction, response to stimulus, adaptability to environment, etc. And the one who studies biology is the biologist, Aristotle is termed as the father of biology. Biology can also be termed as study of biodiversity. Biodiversity is the extent of life forms on earth. It is the extent of life forms on earth. The life forms are plants, animals and microbes, and the region of earth having living organisms can be called biosphere. Biosphere is the region of earth having living organisms, plants, animals and microorganisms. Plants are the autotrophic forms. They are having the process of photosynthesis, and animals are heterotrophic. They depend on plants for their nutrition, and microorganisms are microscopic forms. All these are having life, so it is the study of biology. So biology includes the study of all these life forms, and living organisms can also be classified as prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Living organisms can be classified as plants, animals and microbes. Similarly, living organisms can also be classified as prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We shall start with that difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are the organisms having primitive nucleus. Prokaryotes are the organisms having primitive nucleus. Primitive nucleus means there is no chromosomes, no nucleus, only genetic material. Such organisms are prokaryotes, and eukaryotes are the organisms having true nucleus or well-defined nucleus. Likewise, we can classify all the living organisms into two types: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes have primitive nucleus, and eukaryotes have well-defined nucleus. Prokaryotes. Pro means primitive. Karyote means nucleus. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So I am taking the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Pro means primitive. Karya means nucleus. U means true. Or well defined. So the term pro means primitive, karya means nucleus, U means true, and karya means nucleus. So we shall take the definition of prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are organisms with primitive nucleus. These are the organisms with primitive nucleus, and eukaryotes eukaryotes or organisms with well defined nucleus. Well defined nucleus. I can take the example of prokaryotes. Here it is bacteria, cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, etc. Bacteria, cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, these are the examples for prokaryotes. And here you can take the examples mainly plants, animals, are the examples, and we can also take the example of protists. Protists are also included in eukaryotes. Prokaryotes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್, I take this as a bacterial cell. It is the cell wall and it is the cytoplasm. There is DNA. There is only DNA. No nucleus. Nucleus ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ DNA ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ prokaryotes. ಹಲೋ, ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೌದೌದು, ಪಾಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಿಗಬೇಕಂತ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬೇಡ. ಹೌದು, ಇದೀನಿ, ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ prokaryotes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಂ ಇದೆ. There is no nucleus, only DNA. That is primitive nucleus. And if I take eukaryotes, I take this as an animal cell. There is nucleus having nucleolus and chromatin. There is nucleolus and chromatin in plant cell. If I take animal cell, there also there is nucleus and chromatin. This is well organized nucleus, well defined nucleus. It is the well defined nucleus in the animal cell, plant cell. But here in the bacteria there is no well defined nucleus. Only DNA is present in the cytoplasm. So it is primitive nucleus or unwell defined nucleus or not well defined nucleus, or just DNA, just genetic material is present in the cytoplasm. So it is primitive nucleus. But here it is well defined nucleus. There is nuclear membrane, nucleus, chromatin, nucleoplasm. So it is a well defined nucleus or well organized nucleus. The organisms having well organized nucleus are eukaryotes. The organisms having primitive nucleus are prokaryotes. The examples are bacteria, cyanobacteria, also called blue green algae, mycoplasma, etc. And here the examples are all the plants, animals, and protists like Paramecia glina. All those are also eukaryotes. And let us take the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. I hope you are clear with the terms prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಡಿಎನ್ಎ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಎನ್ಎ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಕಾರ್ಯೋಟ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಲಸ್, ಕ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ್, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಜವಾದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್, ವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಆ ತರ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ಸ್. Now we shall take the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. One by one we shall list the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In biology, we need to know this also. You might be knowing all this, but still we shall brush up your earlier knowledge. You studied almost all the things what I am speaking now, but let us again repeat the same. In terms of points I discuss, I take point number 1. True nucleus object. Point 1. True nucleus object. Because there is only DNA. If I take the cell like this, there is just DNA. So it is primitive nucleus. Here, well defined nucleus. Occurs. Well defined nucleus occurs. ಒಂದು ನಿಜವಾದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮೆಂಬ್ರೇನ್, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಲಸ್, ಕ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ್, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ವೆಲ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್, ಟ್ರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಎರಡನೇದು ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. Genetic material is present in all the living organisms. Here, genetic material is DNA or naked DNA. It is naked DNA, only DNA, without histones. There are no histones, only DNA in the cytoplasm. So it is a primitive nucleus or just nuclei. It is also called nuclei. This is also called nuclei. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು nuclei. DNA is also called nuclei. Nucleus-like structure. It is the nucleus-like structure, but not the true nucleus. It is only DNA, so it is also called nucleide, also called genophore or just DNA. It is naked DNA without histones. Histones are the type of proteins. Histones are the type of proteins. They form the chromosomes. That is possible in eukaryotes. Here, genetic material is in the form of chromosomes. Chromosomes having DNA plus histones. Histones are a type of proteins. They make the chromosomes. in addition to DNA, chromosomes have histones plus DNA. Histones are having more concentration, but DNA is little compared to histones. They together make the thread-like factors called chromosomes. But here there is no histones, only DNA, so it is called the nuclei or genoform or just naked DNA. Next is membrane bound. Membrane bound cell organelles. Membrane bound cell organelles are obtained. For example, mitochondria, chloroplast, Golgi bodies, etc. They are obtained. Membrane bound cell organelles are present. These are chloroplast, mitochondria, etc. Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. are the membrane bound cell organelles. They are present. These are present here, but these are obtained. There is no presence of membrane bound organelles. So they are all obtained in the case of prokaryotes, but here they are all present. Next is ribosomes. Ribosomes are not membrane bound. Ribosomes are amorphous. Ribosomes are membrane illa, so they are amorphous structures. Ribosomes are 70s. Yeah, ribosomes are ATS. Ribosomes are 70s here, 80s there, and found in cytoplasm and as polyribosomes. These are found also as polyribosomes. Polyribosomes. Polyribosomes are a chain of ribosomes attached to the messenger RNA that is possible in prokaryotes. But here the ribosomes are ATS. These are found in cytoplasm and on endoplasmic reticulum. These are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. And 70s are also present here, but in the mitochondrial chloroplast. 70s ribosomes occur in chloroplast, mitochondria, chloroplast, mitochondria. That is about the ribosomes in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In prokaryotes, ribosomes are 70s type. They are found in the cytoplasm and also as polysomes or polyribosomes. We can write the structure of polyribosome. If this is the bacterial cell, this is the DNA, and ribosomes are found free in the cytoplasm. These are the ribosomes. These are the ribosomes. These are the ribosomes. These are the ribosomes, and some ribosomes are found in this form. This is a polyribosome. A chain of ribosomes on the mRNA. This molecule is mRNA, and on that there is ribosomes. Ribosome present on mRNA. That is polyribosome. So this is a polyribosome. And this 70S ribosome has two subunits. This 70S ribosome has two subunits. That is, totally it is 70S, having two subunits, 30S, 50S. Similarly, 80S ribosome. 80S ribosome has two subunits. One is 60S, another is 40S. It is 80S, it is 40S, it is 60S. These are again two subunits in each of the ribosome. 70S ribosome has two subunits, 30S, 50S. 80S ribosome has two subunits, 40S and 60S. S is the sedimentation coefficient, also called Swedberg constant. These are amorphous structures, but are written like this. These are not having membrane. They should be like this. The ribosomes should be like this, but you write with a line. There is no membrane around the ribosomes. Ribosome is an amorphous structure that is membraneless, that does not have a membrane. And these 70S ribosomes, they are present in the chloroplast and mitochondria. There we can find the polysomes, polyribosomes. In mitochondria, chloroplast, we can find the polyribosomes. But here, in the eukaryotes, in the prokaryotes, only 70S ribosomes. They are found free in the cytoplasm and also as polyribosomes. In eukaryotes, there is 80S ribosome in the cytoplasm and also attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, and they are also having 70S ribosome in mitochondria and chloroplast. That's about the cell organelles. Membrane bound organelles absent, membrane bound organelles present, ribosome 70S, ribosome 80S. We shall take further differences. And some of the prokaryotes, they have the ability to perform photosynthesis. For example, photosynthetic bacteria, blue-green algae, they perform photosynthesis. They should have pigments attached to the discs or lamina. So it is the point number 5. Photosynthetic forms. Photosynthetic members. Photosynthetic forms have lamellae. These are lamellae. They are the disc-like structures having pigments. In case of eukaryotes, photosynthetic forms have the organelles called chloroplasts. Photosynthetic forms have chloroplasts. These are having chloroplasts. For example, air plants, they have chloroplasts or the process of photosynthesis. But here, though there may be photosynthesis, they cannot have chloroplasts, but they have disc-like structures containing pigments, so they are able to perform photosynthesis. For example, I take bacteria. There are some disc-like structures. In the same bacteria, there are disc-like structures called lamellae. They contain pigments. If I take one lamellae, these are pigments. So this is one lamella or a disc-like structure. This contains pigments. Bacteria chlorophyll. Pigments are needed